thank everybody. We are recording this, so just want everybody to know that. So thank you for being here. And with no further ado, we're going to get this kicked off. So this is called Supersizer 2022. We have 5 speakers lined up, going about 18 minutes each. It will be recorded, as we said, so if you miss part of it, we will send you the link afterwards. My first speaker is probably one of the nicest people you will ever meet in this lifetime. His name is Brent Gove. He is a mega team leader from the US. And if you've never heard him live, you get a treat of hearing him on the Zoom webinar. So Brent, thank you so much for being here.
Great to be here. Thank you, David. Thank you, Emily. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here. You see me drinking coffee. I'm a little tired. I got up at 5:30 this morning. It's 9 o'clock at night out here in the Caribbean, so I'm on Atlantic time zone. I'm from Northern California, which I guess there would be 5 o'clock at night, but I'm not in Northern California. I actually moved to the Caribbean, so I spent 6 months out here. Anyways, cheers to all my fellow Australians and people from around the world. So great to have you. All right, other coffee drinkers. I think that was Naomi. Cheers, Naomi. I saw that. Welcome. Yes. Oh, David's joining me. We're drinking on a Zoom. Not good.
It's also my first time to meet you today, Brent. So it's an absolute treat for me. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys. Oh, Liz has her coffee. You guys, I love you. Australians are great. This is so cool. Saw your coffee there. Okay, you guys ready to do this? Am I jumping right in? We're gonna
do it, Brent.
Rock and roll. Okay, let's do it. So my topic was goals in relation to business planning, and I'm gonna jump right into this. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. What are your goals? Like, what are you doing this year? What are you doing next year? Where are you gonna be in 5 years? Have you gone away, gotten a yellow notepad and a cup of coffee? I'm 55. I think yellow notepads are the sexiest thing on earth because I can create anything with them. They turn me on, that and coffee. So, and I got to admit, Home Depot, hardware stores, office supply stores. You know, you're old when you walk into like an office supply store and you kind of get fired up, and you go to like the hardware store and you're like, I want to buy everything in here. You're officially an old person. I have 8 children. I'm not Mormon or Catholic. We just have a lot of kids. But so I'm going to talk to you about goals. And so I asked you, what are your goals this year, next year, 3, 4, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Have you grabbed that yellow notepad? Have you just gone off for a morning for 4 hours and actually go, what kind of life do I want to live? Am I living my best life? Am I selling myself short? Like, what do I want to do? Or have you been so beat up, maybe you've almost given up? And so I'm going to tell you, it's kind of a trite saying, but I'm going to give it to you. The biggest room in the world, it's not the Taj Mahal. It's not some church in Europe, St. Andrew's Cathedral or whatever. It's the biggest room in the world's the room for improvement. And this is why you can get better. Who here, raise your hand if you're like, I am the best husband, the best wife, the best lover, the best agent. There's like no one better than me. I am perfect. I am God's gift to humanity. And I don't think if you raise your hand, we'll beat you up right now because this is not true. And so here's the deal. You can get better at every area of your life, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, your sales skills. And so you can truly have a different life this year than you've had years past, but you got to start thinking differently. It's your thoughts put you in the home you live in, that dream home, or that home you live in that's maybe not a dream home, that dream car you drive, or the car you drive. Some of us drive religious cars. I used to drive a religious car. You get in, you pray to God, please start, womp, 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 bam, and it, backfires and it starts. You're like, some of you need a religious car. It's good for your prayer life. But anyways, how would you like to have a car that just starts, right? So goals. So here's my first question for you. Are you a wandering generality? Write that down. Someone in the chat board, write it down. We're gonna someone who I'm gonna write down. Are you a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? And I think 99% of the human beings on planet Earth, whether you're an American, a Canadian, an Australian, New Zealand, whatever. Most people go through life kind of bouncing into walls. You know, they got their job, they're putting in their time, they're showing property, they're going to, do you call them estate sales in Australia? What do you call when you sell a home in Australia? Is it called an estate sale there?
No, not really. It depends on what
them?
you're selling. Just a residential sale, house sale.
So,
Uh,
okay.
We
And
keep
our-
it pretty simple down here.
It depends on what you're selling, you see. Everyone's selling something slightly different, so their language might be slightly different. And of course, we like to mess with things on a national scale. I'm sure you guys do the same, where we like to have all these different rules in place for different states and areas.
Sure. Different parts of Australia. I know I did South Africa, and I had to call it estate sales. Every home it's not a home, it's an estate sale, even a little home. So I try to get the
You had
right.
a wandering generality, and then what was the other specific term you asked, just so I can throw it up in the chat?
Are you a wandering generality or a meaningful specific? In other words, do you have a target? Do you have a goal? Are you set? So how many home sales, back to my original question, how many home sales do you want to do this year? For example, let's just not talk about 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Let's just start with this year. Like, well, I want to sell 36 homes. So you want to begin with the end in mind. If that's your goal, then okay, so how many a month? Like, well, I have no momentum right now. So maybe do 2 in February, right? Get going over the next couple of weeks and do 2 in February, maybe 3 in March, maybe 3 in April, and then May you get your stride, you do 4, and then back to 3 a month for the rest of the year. That'll put you at 36 home sales between now and next January, between February to January, that 12-month period of time. Don't think in terms of, this year, but do the next to 12 months starting February 1st. And then so you work it backwards. And I'm gonna get to that, but let me tell you a story about Howard Hill. This guy, and you gotta mute your mics, everybody. Someone's mic is hot. But Howard Hill, he was like, give me a famous athlete in Australia. When I say a famous athlete, who comes to mind from Australia?
Kathy Freeman.
Kathy Friedman. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
What does Kathy Friedman do?
She's a sprinter.
A sprinter. Everybody raise your hand and wave at me if you know who Kathy Friedman is. I want to see how famous she is. Okay, yeah, you guys know Kathy Friedman. Someone doesn't. Liz didn't know who she was. But anyways, a sprinter. So this guy, Howard Hill, was Kathy Friedman. She was Michael Jordan. She was Tiger Woods. She was Venus Williams or Nadal, the tennis player. This guy, Howard Hill, would enter archery contests at the turn of the century over 120 years ago in the US. And he would, archery, bullseye, hit the bullseye. And he would win every single time. He had unbelievable hand-eye coordination. He had beyond 20/20 vision, whatever it is, 20/10, whatever, and nerves of steel. And he would win every single contest. He got so good, he'd hit dead center on the bullseye. Not just hit the bullseye, hit dead center. Then he pulled another arrow out, he'd pull it back and release it. And he'd split the shaft of the arrow that hit the bullseye. He could split the arrow, hit the bullseye. And Zig Ziglar tells a story. He said, I could have every one of you shooting better than Howard Hill within about 5 minutes. And you're like, Brent, we're Australians. We're smarter than that. That's impossible. You can't, come on. All of us, I'm telling you, every one of you. And then provided we blindfold Howard Hill, spin him around and around, and then say, let the games begin. And of course, you're like, well, that's preposterous. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. The man can't even see where he's aiming. He can't see the target. And you're going, yep. So let me ask you a question. How can you hit a goal you don't have? If you haven't set your goals, then I'm telling you right now, you're a wandering generality. You're like a ship without a rudder. One time I messed up and said a ship without an udder. But you're like a ship without a rudder. And what is a rudder to a ship? It's everything. You got you need to get the sails or you need the engine. One of the two, wind power, motor power, something like that, or paddling. But the rudder gives your boat direction. So what is the direction of your life? And those are the goals. You got to see the target. One of my favorite quotes I read a long time ago, I'm talking like 35 years ago, was this: men and women who have goals dictate to others, while men and women who have no goals are dictated to. You better be hard on yourself and life will be infinitely easier on you, or someone will hire you, tell you where to go, what to do, when to do it, and if you can take time off, and if you can't, and they will design your life, and you will do what they tell you to do, when they tell you to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Now, some of you aren't successful in sales because most real estate agents like this, they're excited, they're depressed. They're excited, they're depressed. They're excited, they're depressed. You know, I got 3 in escrow, I got none in escrow. I got 2 in escrow, I got none in escrow. I got 5 in escrow, I got, you know, it's up and down this crazy ship. And so we want you to even that thing out. We want you to not be a thermometer going up and down with the heat in Australia. Thermometers go up and down with the environment, the temperature. It gets hot out there in the summer, I know. We want you to be a thermostat. I'm in the presidential suite at a beautiful resort here called the El Conquistador in Puerto Rico. I got 150 people that flew here from all over the US and Canada to mastermind with me. A couple of billionaires downstairs. I set up from Glenn Stearns, Google him, Stearns Lending. I just left dinner with him to come do this with you guys. Got to go, Glenn. Bye. And Glenn Sanford, another new American billionaire. But here's the deal. I became successful because I learned to be tough on myself, not beat myself up like, oh, why did you say that? It was so stupid. I did that all the time. Some of you are so worried about your doggone ego, you don't say stupid stuff. I'm going to write a book. It's going to be called Say Stupid Stuff. Because guess what? You say enough stupid stuff, you quit saying it. And then you're like, oh, I said it that way and it worked kind of good. But then I said some more. Then all of a sudden one day I said it this way. Boom, I failed on the radio twice, succeeded the third time. Why? I finally said an ad the right way that struck a nerve with America. And people started calling me to list their home left and right. Fail, forward. I hope you're frustrated here tonight. Write this down, someone put in the chat. Frustration is a precursor to breakthrough. Now, if you're miserable, good luck. Have a glass of wine, hot tea, go to bed, you're done. Your goose is cooked. You're just kind of wallowing in it. But if you're frustrated, you will do something about your life. And so I remember Zig Ziglar saying, if you'll be hard on yourself, life will be infinitely easier on you. Do not beat yourself up. But you know, you realize that failure, write that in the chat bar. You ready? Failure is a precursor to success. I'm invited to be here on Zoom because I've probably failed more than all 43 of you. There's 43 on the Zoom. I've failed so much. I'm 55 years old. I've been in business since I was 19, 36 years. I fail way more than I succeed, but every once in a while I get a base hit, I get a double, triple, a home run, a grand slam. Life is those moments in between. Most of the time I'm just going for it, doing what I do. I don't worry about the people who tell me no. I don't worry about the listings I don't get, the buyers I don't get. And I ended on building a large organization where I was able to retire from real estate 3.5 years ago, you know, selling hundreds of homes a year in California since 1999. And I've been able to retire 3.5 years ago. And that's a whole nother story. But the key is I put my chin on the line every day and I do it often. Most people don't fail with frequency and passion. I don't want to fail, but you're not desperate enough. Write that down in the chat bar. Most people are not desperate enough. God gave me a gift, and I have the gift of being desperate. Even now, I have a large organization of salespeople that span the globe in 18 countries, all 50 states, every province of Canada. I have 25,000 salespeople that work for me, and I get paid 25,000 times a month. Who wants to get paid 25,000 times a month? And I heard that 5 years ago. I want to get paid 25,000 times a month, and today I get paid 25,000 times a month. And within a few more years, I'll be getting paid over 50,000 times a month, and it's pretty good. You get to do what you want to do, be who you want to be, give philanthropically, and Excel spreadsheets of the organizations and people you support every month. That's kind of cool when you can have Excel spreadsheets because you can't keep track of your giving. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. So question, what are your daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals? So if you want to do 36, remember I said, well, in February, you better do 2. In March, you better do 3 home sales. In April, 3, and in May, you can pick up, because you only did 2 in February, you do 4 in May, it's that spring, summer buying season, and then level it out. And there's just, you can break it up any way you want, because go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. You can, however you want to get 36. And then how many will be buyers? 26 of the 36 will be buyers. How many will be listings? I did 3 listings last year, but I'd like to triple it. I'd like to actually do 10, a little over triple. So 26 buyers, 10 listings, boom. That's 36. I don't want to just be all buyers. Last year, you did all buyers except for 2 listings. How's that going? It's exhausting. I'm camping and doing deals on a laptop. I'm with my family at the lake in Australia, doing deals on a laptop. I'm on vacation in New Zealand or wherever you go from Australia to go on vacation, right? And you're doing deals because they want to see a property and you're panicking, you're writing offers. When you learn to become a listing agent, which is what I decided to do after a decade, and I just set my mind to it, I was so frustrated. Like, why does everybody else get people to list their home? Why can't I get people to call me? And I started listening to podcasts, watching YouTube, going to events just like this. And of course, they didn't have Zoom. This all happened 12 years ago. But I went on a quest for the knowledge, and I forced myself to be uncomfortable. Write that in the chat bar. Your future lies in the realm of being uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. If you're comfortable and you're happy, you're not doing much. But if you're forcing yourself, I didn't want to come up here and leave the dinner table, honestly, make coffee. I went golfing this morning at 6:30 with a bunch of my buddies. I'm golfing tomorrow morning at 6:30. I'm a golf nut. I'm golfing every day for the next 7 days with this beautiful resort. I love golf. You love hunting and fishing. There's no difference, right? Whatever you do, hot yoga, you name it, kite surfing, windsurfing, kite sailing, whatever it is you love, do it. But here's the deal. How are you going to hit a goal you don't have? So I'm going to end with this because I'm running out of time, but I got about 2 minutes left to tell you this. My worst nightmare in real estate happened in 1999. It was my 4th year. I made $400,000 a night. I'm going to party like it's 1999. Was that Prince or whatever? I was selling about 4 homes a month every single month. 48 homes a year. I made $393,000 that year, but it was June. I had 3 homes in escrow, which is very normal for me. One by one, each home fell out of escrow. Lender couldn't do a loan, home didn't appraise, and then the buyer got the home inspection, got cold feet and backed out. I went from 3 in escrow to nothing in escrow, which meant if I didn't sell something quickly, I'm going all summer without income. And I've been there before. Some of you have been there before. That means you're going to ask your brother for money. That's what I would do. You ask your sister for money, your mom and dad for money, your best friend for money, and that really sucks. So that leads to, dang it, why am I in this position again, my 4th year in real estate? This is unacceptable. So I got upset. I got frustrated, precursor breakthrough. So I said, I'm done. I am done. I'm done. I'm so ticked. And remember, when you get desperate, you get dangerous. And now you don't care what the hell people think. You're going to love them. Don't be a jerk. I'm not saying that, but you just don't care. I ain't taking nothing personal. I'm going to talk to a lot of people. And I said, I will sell 30 homes in the next 30 days. I'd never had the thought till all hell, everything broke loose in my life. I had no income. I had nothing going on. I said, why not? I got all day tomorrow. Why can't I show a property tomorrow and sell a house? So I remember thinking, I set this goal, never had the thought, selling 30 homes in 30 days. Most people want to just sell 30 homes in a year. Stop it. You're thinking so small. I get to the point where I was selling 55 homes a month. I'm telling you, well, you're special. Yeah, I read Og Mandino's book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. Have you read that? I read Dale Carnegie's book, How to Influence and Influence People. Have you read that book? I read Andy Andrews' book, The Noticer. Have you read that book? Have you read The Go-Giver? Read books. Get around people who says, man, you could do so much more with your life. So I set this goal, 30 homes in 30 days. And so, okay, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Well, I got all day tomorrow. I'm going to show property every day. Instead of what are you doing? I'm going to show property this week, maybe do an open house this weekend. I got very focused. I have a target, I have a goal. And my goal became to show property every day. I started working so hard, calling anyone to see a condo, a halfplex, a house, a ranch. I don't care. Someone's seeing something today. And I get on the phone, I'm calling people, and I work my butt off. I started showing property once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. I started writing offers. I started selling homes. My record prior to that was 7 homes in a month. I think a lot of you, if you closed 7 homes in the last 30 days, you'd be pretty excited. What was normal was 4, so it was almost double what was normal. 7, I'm like, wow, can I ever do 7 again? But I get frustrated. Things go bad. I get dangerous. I set a goal, 30 homes in 30 days. What happens? I sold 14 homes. I never did hit that goal, but I doubled my all-time record. I sold a home every other day for an entire month. I wish that for you, if you have the courage, if you have the guts to bootstrap it and go, I don't care. Your ego is keeping you so broke. Well, what would they think of me? If you love them and you have their best interest, if they don't think good of you, that's on them. But your ego, you gotta protect your ego. Your ego's devastating your life. Just let it go and set some BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. Get your butt out of bed and go do something great. Go love people. Go be light in dark world. Get after it. Have a new life. I wish you the best 2022 you could ever dream of. And you could have your own presidential suite like me and live in the Caribbean like me. If you're willing to work your butt off and be desperate and be dangerous in a good way, not desperate, dangerous, bad. You know what I'm saying? Love you guys. I hope this was helpful. I only had much time. I think I went a couple minutes over. Please forgive me. Mwah.
Thank you.
Brent,
Amazing. Thank you so much.
you rocked it. Thank you
Wasn't that
so
an
much.
energy shift?
Oh, by the way, I have a podcast. If you like this kind of talk, a lot of you are like, heck no, that guy's nuts. But if you like the style, I have a podcast. People love my podcast. You go to brentgove.com, sign up for my podcast. I have nothing to sell there. I'm not a coach. I wrote a book on Amazon. It's called Memorandum. You can get that if you want. I make like $2. But the podcast, people love my podcast. Just there you go. If you want it, brentgove.com. Bye, everybody. Thanks for having me on, you guys. David and Emily, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Brent.
you so
See
much.
soon.
Thank you. Can I listen to the speaker? I want to hear the next speaker. I want to listen.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
I can only stay 5 minutes. So if you're the next speaker, don't be sad if I hang up. It's not because you're bad. I just want to hang out.
the next speaker will be absolutely fine, I'm sure. And, for those of you who are in Australia, the next speaker will need absolutely no introduction. Team Naomi and Glenn are just extraordinaires at what they do when it comes to marketing, lead gen, and anything in between. For those of you in the USA, Naomi, welcome.
Good morning.
We're about to hear from somebody who knows their stuff, guys, when it comes to social media, lead gen. I spoke to someone, Naomi, and this is hand on my heart, Michelle in Queensland. I spoke to her this morning and she talks about paying for lead generation 6 months in advance. Yes, my social media looks amazing. I don't touch it because I don't know how. And she's just smashing some goals. So I will hand it over to you.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm coming in from the west coast of Australia, so it's 9:30 in the morning over here. So hi. I'm very, very honoured to be here. I'm replacing somebody today. So I'm actually replacing Glenn Twiddle, who is our marketing guru over here. And if I could explain to you who Glenn is he's the love child of Tom Ferry and Anthony Robbins. If I could explain to you of who he is, if you put Anthony Robbins and Tom Ferry together, he is their love child. Is without a date. So his energy is off the charts. He is my partner in business. He is also my partner in life. Unfortunately, at the moment, COVID has kept us apart since about October last year. So we had our fingers crossed that we were going to be able to see each other on February 5th where I am on the West Coast, we were going to open our borders. But last night, the head of our state decided that, no, we're not opening the borders. They're going to keep shut. So Glenn and I are just holding on, hoping that we get to see each other very, very soon. So thank you for having me. And look, I have to say that listening to Brent then, he is amazing. I've taken lots and lots of notes to hand over to my clients. So I hope that you've all taken a lot of notes as well, because the information that he just gave us was so important. And it's a really good segue to what I've got to speak to you about, because he talked about setting goals, which is just so important in real estate. Often we get clients coming to us that are saying, I want to do $1 million this year, I want to do 2 million, I want to do $500,000, I want to do 250, whatever it might be, but they have zero plan of actually how to get there. And I think that's really, really important in your worlds as well, is to make sure that you definitely have a plan. And really 2022's plan probably should have been done back in about November, so that you were ready to hit the ground running when the new year kicked in. But look, it's never too late to plan. Okay, it is absolutely never too late to plan. Pick it up, pick the pen up, pick your notepad up. Over here, this is what I use. I'm a manual writer as well. I have notepad after notepad. Definitely do it, and then break it down. Get some really good numbers in place. We always say real estate is a numbers game. It is a numbers game, but understand what that means. So what that means is, I want to do this much, and I'm sorry, Brent, I'm sort of just cutting in on what you said here, but I think it's really important what your numbers are, what you want to achieve, how many sales that's going to take, how many appraisals that's going to take, how many people you need to speak to on a daily basis to get those leads, to get those appraisals, to get those listings, to get those sales. So then what happens is every morning you wake up and you know exactly what you need to be doing every single day. And Brent, chime in, please just unmute and chime in there if you want, because it is really important. And you know what, this is the thing, is that if you do your prospecting and your lead generation every single day, so every day you're going to speak to 20 people from your database, you're going to speak to 50 people that you've never spoken to before, you're going to, and I don't know what it's like in America and Australia, we can put things into letterboxes, you're going to drop 100 flyers into the letterbox of your farm area, whatever that might be. If you get up every day and you do that, when the end of the year hits, you're going to look back and you're going to go, oh my God, I met my goal. I actually met my goal. And all I did was follow a system and a plan day in, day out. I just focused on what was in front of me for that day and got it achieved. And if you just keep doing that for 365 times during the year, at the end of the year, you're going to look back and you're going to realize that you've achieved your goal. So set your goals, break them down of what you need to do on a daily basis to achieve it, because it's really, really important that you get there. And I tell you, we've got many clients who have reached that $1 million. I just had another client sent me a message this morning, and she said to me, I've just finished doing my figures for 2021, and I did just over $1 million in COVID. COVID here in Australia is completely different to what's happening over in America at the moment, guys. We are still in lockdown. We've still got restrictions. We're still wearing masks. They're telling us we need to be triple jabbed now. It's still full on here in Australia. And for someone to do $1 million, she did 250, 650, 850, and she's hit over $1 million this year. Just mind-blowing. So, and that's purely because she had a really good goal. So I want to share my screen. So I hope I don't screw things up here. And I do apologize if I do. Em, you can jump in and tell me if I do, because what I want to explain to you guys is about prospecting, about lead generation, and understanding that is probably one of the most important parts about your business, is making sure that you're consistently prospecting. So I just want to show you this model that we've got. Well, that's not the one. Hang on a minute. Let me bring this up. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that customer relationship model? And it's really important to understand this model, because what it does is that it shows you how many contacts you need to make with somebody in your marketplace before they decide that they're ready to do business with you. So there's 3 elements. People need to know you, they need to like you, and they need to trust you before they will decide that they want to do business with you. And one of the most powerful things that you can do as a real estate agent is create that relationship before they need you, okay? Not when they need you, because when they need you, you have to go in and do what we call a listing presentation over here. You get 60 minutes, maybe 90 minutes to try and build trust, rapport, and likability. And unfortunately, what happens is that we leave our homeowners or our sellers with no choice other than to choose you over what you think the house is worth and how much it's going to cost them. Okay, and that's why you find when you go in for a listing presentation and you're up against 3 or 4 or 5 other agents, we leave the owner with no other choice other than to make a decision based on what you think the home's worth and how much it's going to cost them. But if you build a relationship with your marketplace before they need you, where you become their trusted advisor, guess what happens? Real estate becomes so much more fun because you go into these listing presentations unopposed. The homeowner trusts what you've got to tell them. So when you say to them that it's going to cost them X amount, marketing's going to be this much, and the sale price is going to sit around this price, they just say, okay, no problems. Where do I sign? And that is where real estate really does become exciting and enjoyable, because you're not getting up and fighting every single day for the business. And we say this, you're not getting up every single morning and getting punched in the face, because that's how real estate can feel sometimes. It can feel like you're getting up every single morning and getting punched in the face. And I tell you, relationship building is so much more enjoyable than getting told no every single day. So if you're making phone calls, or you're door knocking, or you're letterbox dropping, or you're doing lead generation on Facebook or social media or TikTok or anything of that, and I know, Liz, TikTok is your forte, and I am certainly not going to try and say that I'm an expert at TikTok at all. I am not. So Liz, I'm actually really excited to hear what you've got to say about that, because I think it is an emerging technology for real estate agents that is very untapped in terms of building this relationship. One of the main things also that I want you to realize is that your marketplace does not relate to you as a real estate agent. All right, I'm going to say it again. They don't relate to you as a real estate agent. They relate to you as being a mum, or being a dad, or being a soccer player, or being a golfer, or a surfer, or that's how they relate to you. So when you are doing this marketing and branding, and when you are doing this prospecting, make sure that you, the person, shines through. Try not to think that you always have to be a real estate agent in the eyes of your market, because they never think of you. All right. We always say to our clients, and I want you guys to really answer this question for me. How often every year do you think of your accountant? Maybe pop it in the chat. How many times a year do you think of your accountant? Right? How many times? Let's have a look here. Once, Emily said. Once, everybody's sort of saying once. That's right. So maybe twice. So think about how often your marketplace think of you. They don't. The only time they think of you is when they need you. That is the only time. And unfortunately, and I remember, I was a listing and selling agent for about 20 years. I've been in the industry for 25 years now, training real estate agents. I too used to think that my marketplace got up in the morning and said, geez, I wonder what Naomi, my real estate agent, is doing today. And unfortunately, they don't. They do not think about us. So it's our job to make sure that we build this relationship with our marketplace, so that when the time does come for them to sell, guess what happens? You get the call in, the phone does start ringing. And let's face it, as real estate agents, we absolutely would love for the phone to ring. We don't want to have to prospect. No one wants to have to prospect. Prospecting's painful. Prospecting, we get told no. We get told 100 no's before we get told a yes. And I think that is what is really important. And it is. You're absolutely right, David. It is top of mind. But we create that top of mind. Don't leave that up to the marketplace to do. You have to create that top of mind awareness. So when you are doing your marketing, when you are doing your prospecting, keep in mind, it's not one thing that will create 20 leads for you or 20 listings for you. It's 20 things that will create one listing. All right. And don't give up. There are a few different categories of prospecting and marketing as well. So we sort of categorize them into fishing and farming. That's how we say it. So farming is your social media marketing and branding. And keep in mind, marketing and branding is very different to prospecting. So your TikTok that Liz is going to talk to you about, it's a farming strategy. Instagram, farming strategy. Letterbox drops, farming strategy. And what that means is you're planting a seed, you're watering it, you're fertilizing it, the sun's shining on it, it's starting to grow, and eventually it will bloom into something. Your fishing strategies are your lead generation. So when you do lead generation on Facebook, that is a farming strategy. You're throwing a line out, waiting for them to bite, and then you're going to reel them in. Your cold call telemarketing should absolutely be a farming strategy as well, because there is a direct call to action that you're telling them that they need to do, okay? And that's the difference. So when you're doing a letterbox drop, don't think, and I tell you, I was absolutely guilty as charged with this as well. I remember this flyer I created. It was an A4 flyer, and I tell you, I promise you, this was a game changer, this flyer. All right, I spent 2 weeks putting it together. It was going to give me an avalanche of listings into my marketplace. 2 weeks, I spent time. I got opinions from every man and his dog about this flyer. And at the end of the day, it was perfect. I got it printed. I got it put into the letterboxes. And then the phone didn't ring. And I was like, what the hell is going on? What I didn't understand was that the letterbox is a farming strategy. It's not a fishing strategy. I'm not going to get an instantaneous result from it. So I've got to finish very soon as well. So and I hope I've given you 20 minutes. Is really hard to get through sort of marketing and branding and prospecting and all that sort of stuff. It's hard to get through. So like Brent, you know, Glenn has a range of different, a range of free training and free products and free modules and just free everything. And sometimes I have to pull him in line and I have to say to him, can you please stop giving things away for free? Like, you know, like, come on, Twiddle, stop it. Because he wears his heart on his sleeve. He is very much a man that if you've got a problem, he will talk to you at any time. So the best way to get in contact with us, and I'm just going to share my screen again, so I hope that's okay with you guys. I'm just going to close that one down. This is him. This is Glenn here. So this is our man. As you can see, he's a bald Australian. We have spent a lot of time over the years talking to many professionals throughout Australia. Matt and Josh Altman, we consider very, very close friends. We've brought them down to Australia many times to talk to our clients down here. We've had Arnold Schwarzenegger, we've had Gary Vaynerchuk, we've paid for all these guys to come down to Australia and speak to our clients to make them better real estate agents. So our experience and our knowledge is far reaching. So this is us here, glentwiddle.com.au. Please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to have a chat to you at anything that you need any help with. We're always available. While I'm here, I might just quickly jump onto Facebook, and I hope this is okay. I know it's a little bit unorthodox, but I didn't realise that I needed to talk. We love unorthodox. And I apologise, but you know what? We are here. So this is us here as well. This is our Facebook page. We would love you guys to come on board, send us a message through there. We will always respond to you. This is Glenn's tour. At the moment he's up north in the north of Australia. At the moment we're sitting at average of about 110 degrees Fahrenheit every day here in Australia at the moment. So it is summer, it's hot, it's a stinker. But we would love you guys like Ryan Serhant. We've had him speak to our clients as well. As soon as the borders open, we are actually going to bring Ryan down to Australia to do an event with us. Glenn's, just a little bit about Glenn as well. This man has a marketing brain like no other. So if it is, you know, if you want to stand out in your marketplace, you want to be able to be the #1 real estate agent in your area, please reach out to us. We have a podcast as well. You can find us everywhere. That's what we do. That's what we are. We're marketers. So it's very easy for you to find us. And that's it. I hope I've been able to help today. Thank you very much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Gnomes. Really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
No, truly appreciate a lot of great tidbits. So if I've learned one thing from Naomi and I've learned one thing from Brent, if you heard it in both themes, it is don't give up. So you're learning a lot of great things here, individual strategies and techniques, but the bottom line is do not give up. So we're going to move on. We're going to introduce Liz Brown. As Naomi talked about, Liz Brown is a TikTok superstar. Not only is she a TikTok superstar, she is a friend. She is a mentor of mine. So Liz, take us away and teach us all about TikTok.
Okay, I'll teach you about TikTok. First of all, I need you all to stand up if you're sitting in the chair, because we don't sit in chairs. No, we do not, because your energy is not right. So I need you to take your hands like this, like little knives, and I need you to rub them up and down the sides of your body 50 times. You're right, 50 times, because some places it's the middle of the night. So you're rubbing them up and down 50 times, 50 times, 50 times, 50 times. You're just getting your energy right. I'm all about energy. If you don't have energy, you got nothing in this world. Ah, did you count to 50? Your sides, David, your sides. Sides, like your little ribbies. Your ribbies. Did you count to 50? Ah, I feel better already. You're welcome. See, Brent, I knew Brent would get into this. We're Tony Robbins people. We need energy in our lives. Okay, so you're better. You're all better. Let's get to TikTok. First of all, let me see your little faces here. Let me get your faces. Who has it? Come off, but come off. I need to see your faces. I need to see your faces. TikTok account, I need you to hold your phone where I can see it. Account, not that you post, an account. I'm gonna go live on TikTok right this second. You wanna know why? Because anytime you can go live on TikTok is a good time to go live on TikTok. Here's what I know about TikTok. It will change your whole life and your business. Now you can go down one path, which will just suck all your life away and you'll do nothing but watch TikToks. Or you can take another path, which is use it for good in this world. So I want you to just decide which path you're going to use it for. All righty, let's go. Screen share coming in hot. Coming in hot, peeps. Did you see I was on the, look at me. She told me to go somewhere. I went right there. Whatever you need, lady, I'm there for it. All right, here we go. Let me get it together over here. I got excited with the energy work. Here we go. All right, what to expect. Why TikTok? Who is this Liz Brown girl? Social profile and what's next? That's what we're doing today. Why TikTok? You like money, right? Who likes money? But I like money in the chat. I like money. So do I. And that's why we like TikTok. It's the future as well. This is what I've gotten from TikTok in the last 18 months. I literally woke up one day and I heard Gary Vee be like, get on the TikTok. And I was like, Gary Vee, this is dumb. I'm not. I don't dance. China's going to take over the world. I can't even go to the grocery store. And you want me to get on TikTok and dance? No, sir. No, sir. But sometimes the good things in life are out on the limb. So I crawled out there and I looked. And since then I've gotten, last week I got 4 referrals. Last week. Now, they're all 250 buyers. And one's a VA loan and another one's an FH loan and there's no houses in the market. And how am I going to, doesn't matter. I got 4 referrals and what I have to do, show up on TikTok every day for 18 months. That's cool. Guess what? I can teach you how to do that better. Now that I figured it out, I got this. Okay, new clients, build a team, build a business. That's what you can do on TikTok because that's what I've done. Who is this girl? Who's this girl? That's my ego, Brent. See, I have none anymore. I almost want to take off my coat. I'm so hot over here. So it's COVID. I'm in the garage. I feel just like you, Naomi. Nothing I can't stand in this world. Someone tell me what to do. So you know I feel hot about COVID. Hot. So I'm in my garage working out because that's the place that I feel. It's a place I can escape to. So I'm in the garage working out. Gary Vee's like, are you on the TikTok? And I was like, Gary Vee, no, it's dumb. Are you on the TikTok? Fine, I'll try it. So I make this video and I make a video every day and it's just me working out. You remember what Naomi said about farming versus fishing? That'll change your whole life. Change your whole life. Change your whole life right there. So I made these videos of me working out. Not one of those videos had anything to do about me selling real estate. Working out. They sucked. They were not good. Working out. To the point where I thought, I wonder if I can make this about real estate instead. Maybe. Maybe. So then I read this book called They Ask You Answer. See it right there? They Ask You Answer. Read that book. All it is they ask you a question and you answer it. They ask you a question, you answer it. So I started doing it. It's called Basic B. Here's what it looks like. Boop. Oh, first off, we have to do this. Open your TikTok again. Open it up. Right now. Go to it. Go to it. You're going. Now find me. Go to a little home, go to a little search, go up there and find me. You got it? When you find me, put found you. And then I will accept your friend. And then you can tag me on something and then I can start liking your videos and then we can be really friends. Like I want to be your friend. I want to, but I can't be your friend if you're not liking me and I'm not liking you and blah, blah, blah. Again, what this gives you in this world. I built a world. I'm on a Zoom call with Australia. I live in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. Do you even know where that? No, me neither. Till I moved here. Richmond, Virginia. Crazy town. And I've sold $1 million of real estate from TikTok. Let me tell you how this goes. You're going to love this. You're going to love this part. I'm sitting in the metro. I'm in DC, going to see the sights. It's summertime. I got all my nieces and nephews around me. My phone pings. Heavy core. Ping! And I'm like, what's this? I open it up. New lead. Yeah, new lead. Cool. I found you on TikTok. What? I found you on TikTok. I'm moving from New Jersey. I want to buy a house. I want a $400,000 one. Okay, cool. See you Friday. Great. I pull up to the listing or the house. I pull up, they pull out, they get out of the car. You know that awkward feeling? That feeling when you're like, is it you? Is it me? Do I know you? It's like that weird like dance you do outside when you're like, I don't know you. It's weird. No, forget that. These leads, they get out of the car and they go like this. Because they know you before they even get you. Remember what Naomi said? They have to know, like, and trust you before they get to you. These people see you every day. They see you every day on the TikTok. How many times do I post on TikTok a day? 3 times, 4 times, 1 time, all the time. It's a sickness at this point. So these people see me so much. They see me in my Walmart robe. They see me with the chickens. They see me selling real estate. They see me with my new puppy. They see everything about me. My brain still tells me real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. But Naomi reminded me, mom, dog owner, chicken owner, married to a Green Beret. I should have him in all my videos. Like, what am I? He's a crazy man. People would love him. Tomorrow, Naomi, tomorrow we start with the Green Beret series. All right, you got to see a TikTok. Here it comes. Here is my advice to you. If you only hear one thing in this world, don't be afraid to suck. That feels a little bit raw. Don't be afraid to suck. That's what Brent said. Don't be afraid. Here we go.
Step across the line, baby, make your move. Step across the line, touch me one more time. Come on, heavy, baby, make your move. Step across the line, touch me one more time.
Oh, that's my garage. That's me during COVID. Did you see the camera angles? They're like, what is this girl even doing? I'm just working out. That's all I'm doing. And so we have this now, a little journey.
Basic B real estate questions from a seller. What are the steps to get my house ready for the market? Step 1, stager comes over. Step 2, you do what the stager says. Step 3, you get ready for photos, clean your house. Step 4, photos. Step 5, market.
Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. All right, how's it going now? It's going better. I'm going to put it out there. It's going better.
You just moved to Richmond, Virginia? We do things differently here. It's the South. If you don't like the South, please move north. They call it Northern Virginia for a reason. But since you're already here, let's talk it out. I will admit, I am not from here. But when I moved here, I soon recognized that things are not the same as they are other places. In fact, it may be another world here, so I want you to embrace. There's no traffic for a reason. Don't mess that up. You can live in the city, but please stay there. We don't want you in the country. There's a circle around Richmond, and if you like things convenient, please live within the circle. If you move outside of the circle, please do not complain that things are inconvenient. We know it takes 20 minutes to get to the food kitty. We like it that way. If you do not like what is happening with your neighbors next door, I want you not to tell anyone because they don't care. We moved outside the circle for a reason. Let's get back in the circle. Remember that north and south of the river matters. You can pretty much pick whatever school you want to go to, but know that all the schools have things. And pick the school that suits you. And now you know the things.
And now you know the things. So I told you all about Richmond, Virginia without breaking any fair housing rules, right? But there's a lot in there to unpack. And people wanted to unpack that. That's been seen, I don't know, 10,000 times by all kinds of people. And they want to tell me that I'm this or that or this or that, or well, they want to come at me hard on this one. And I'm like, I'm just a naughty, nice Christmas sweater. I'm just nice over here. Don't you want to do business with me? 100%. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Little tiny snippets of things people can relate to.
You sold your house and now you're ready to move out. And you're thinking, can I take this thing or does this thing have to stay with my house? Here's how you know. You take your house and you turn it upside down and shake it. And everything that falls out, you get to take. Everything that sticks has to stay.
Someone remade this video yesterday. 200,000 views. Her version of it, right? She was in one of the courses that I lead, and she's like, Liz, it works. And I was like, yeah, I know. Except for she's cute and she's in Park City and has this like beanie and cool glasses and she's a cool kid. So she gets like 200,000 views. I'm like, you go, girl, you go. All right, what's going to stop you from this? You. The crazy voice in your head, have you named it yet? David, I know you've named yours. What's the name of your crazy voice?
Oh my God, it's the devil himself. That's
The devil. If you've been to my things and you have named your crazy person, put it in the chat. Mine is named Cheryl. She's straight nuts. And even on the way here today, she was like, they're not going to want to hear from you. What do you even know about anything you did? I'm like, Cheryl, what the hell? Like, this is my moment. Why did you just let me up? Learn to tell Cheryl to shut up and go on. If not, you will never show up. I promise you. All right, get out your phone again. Get it out, get it out, get it out. I need you to bring up your TikTok profile or your Instagram profile. David, how much time do I have? I have no idea. Time doesn't exist.
7 minutes, Liz, 7 minutes.
Thank you. Okay, you got your phone out? I need you to look at your TikTok profile or your Instagram profile. Tell me when you have it out. I can't see your cute faces. Put it in the chat. I've got it. I've got it. You got it. Okay, Emily tell me you're good. We're good. Okay. I need you to answer these questions in your profile. I got this from the mystical go-go. Yes, that lady. Who are you? Where are you? What do you do? And how can we reach you? Did you answer all those questions? If you look at my profile, realtor, yes, Virginia, eXp Realty, Elevate Organization. Are you a realtor who wants to TikTok? Ask me. It's how I can help you. The two things, sell real estate, teach you how to TikTok. And then there's a little linky poo in there. If you don't have enough followers that you don't have a linky poo yet, is it the end of the world? No. They can write you little notes. Hey, Liz. I did I have that link before I got customers? No, they wrote me little notes in the chat and I got good enough at being like, hey, hey, hey. My whole life is hey in the DMs. It's literally my whole life from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. It's hey in the chat. Do we have those all answered? Because I need to know easily how to get to you. If you click my link tree, I suck you into Liz Brown world and you're never getting out. You're going to buy something from me. You're going to love me. You're going to join me. It's going to be a party. You're going to see me every morning. It's going to be great. But I've designed that. And I've learned that from all kinds of people. The funnel. Yes, the funnel. I can teach you the funnel too. Let's go. Naomi knows about the funnel. She's a funnel master, I could tell. Okay, do we have time to create an account or would you rather create a basic video? Go, who would rather? Create an account on TikTok, basic video. What do you want? Because I can do either.
Basic video.
Basic video, okay, hold on. Let me get to that, stop share. Let me get to that real quick. Did you love how she just made a decision right there? She decided for all of you, basic video. Okay, here we go. Did I tell you there's a TikTok referral network? Did I tell you that part? I want you to go to Facebook when you're done. I want you to go to the TikTok referral network and write me a little note that says, I'm with this real estate group, because I need to know you sell real estate. And then you can say, I saw you on Supersize 22, and then I'll let you into the group, and then I can send you referrals. It's amazing. Here we go. Get your phone out. Are you ready? I'm going to run through this so fast your eyes are just going to fall out of your head. Here's what you do. Get your phone out. You go to your main feed. You go to the bottom where it says this little plus sign and you hit it. And it's going to bring you this screen. And you're going to hold your little phone up and you're going to say something and hit the button. Ready for this pro tip? You're going to slide your finger up and down and it's going to zoom in and out of your face. So as you're recording, you're going to zzz, zzz. You have to make the noise. It makes it more fun. Zzz. Yes, that noise. And it zooms in and out. So you can see at the top, you can zoom, take your thumb out, push it, take your thumb off, push it. If this is the first time you've ever done this, welcome to TikTok. Welcome. I think making TikToks is way easier than making Reels and Facebook Reels, in my opinion. Have I made so many of them that I'm totally biased? Maybe, maybe. But when I go to make a Reel now, I get so frustrated. I'm like, this is such crap. Can't they hurry up and be like TikTok? No, they can't. They're just trying. They're trying. Bless their hearts. Am I still on Instagram? 100%. All right. We made 3 little clips of your video. Yes. Now you're going to check this little box in the bottom right. And you're going to come over to this one. This is the magic next screen. See how it says next in the bottom right? You were on the recording screen. Then you hit the little button in the bottom right that had a check. And now you're on the next screen. There are so many edits that you could do at this place, but this is the basic video because that's where we start in this world. We don't start knowing how to edit and clip and no, you just show up on day one saying something to the world. And then the next day you learn something and you add something else and you add something else and you add something else. And if you wanted to come to my daily accountability call, I would teach you something every morning. It's free. You just show up for 15 minutes. I'd give you an idea of what to do. Hit the next button. It brings you to the hub screen. The hub. This is where we add our hashtags and we do that right up here. And we at our friends. If you want me to see your video, you at Liz Brown at Real Estate Trading. Done, done, done. And then you want to do this. See how it says allow comments, allow duet, allow stitch. You want all those on. Where it says more options, you want to hit that little button and you want to save to your device in case you want to use this somewhere else. Up here, you hit the select cover to add these little things. You know how when you look at someone's profile, like if you go into their actual profile, you see they have little like titles. Yes, good. And then once you've put your little title on it, you can move it all around the screen. So you can have a cute face. You can move your cute face over it. Then you hit save. Here's a pro tip. We're almost done. Here's the pro tip. Hit the middle of this button right here to preview your video. Don't you dare put something on TikTok without previewing it because your words are going to be at the bottom and no one's going to be able to see them and they're going to swipe and you're going to feel sad. I don't want you to feel sad. I want you to feel proud that they can see your words. But you don't know what you look like unless you preview your video. When you're ready to post your video and you've had your hashtags, you hit post. If you're not ready, you hit drafts. I know you're going to have questions. I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware of that. That's why we have this. 2 things. A, TikTok referral network looks just like this. Take a picture of this so you can go find it later. Join us there. There's 900 real estate agents. And I opened this 2 months ago, maybe 3. Every day there's 20 new agents. You're not too late. This has just started. The ship is just barely eking out. You could get on this boat. And then of course, if you want help, I've got that too. Dave, will you put it in the link, my little linky poo in the chatty chat? If you want, hey, you want me to hold your hand? I got you. If you just want to come play with me, I got you too. It's just up to you. That's TikTok, peeps. Just like that. Yay. David, back to you.
All right, Liz, thank you so much. And Emily, I will hand that. I mean, that was awesome. So if you're not on social media, I mean, Liz showed you the benefits of being on it. You need to be. And because she's driving business, she's building that know, like, and trust factor immediately. So thank you, Liz. And Emily, on to you.
I have a couple of questions before we move on. Is that all right, Liz? Just a couple from that I've sort of formulated in my mind. One of those is, and I know we're at early stages here, do you advise interconnecting all of the other bits into your TikTok so they go everywhere else at the same time, or just forget about it for now?
So TikTok is its own little animal, right? And so
Right.
sometimes when I take my TikTok and I put it on my Facebook Reels or I put it on Instagram, even if I take the logo off of it, it doesn't necessarily translate the way you think it would translate.
Mhm.
That being said, sometimes it translates better. So I wouldn't, if you're the kind of person that's like, I'm going to make one video and put it everywhere, I think that's totally fine, right? But know that like Facebook Reels, you can only do 30 seconds at this point. So only some videos work over there. And if I were you, I would never read the comments in Facebook because they will wreck your soul. So just don't do it. Because TikTok people are like, they can handle you. They want to say something mean to you, but it's not going to be like, I'm going to steal your children mean. Like, it's just like, that was dumb mean.
Yeah.
So yes, I would put them everywhere, but there's ways to take your logo, the TikTok logo, off your video. So find those ways. They change all the time because TikTok wants the logo on them.
Yeah.
There's ways to upload Reels into TikTok too. So you could also do it the other way.
And the other thing that I just want to say to everybody here who's sort of starting that journey is, from what I learned from you last time, Liz, is it doesn't matter. Just save your drafts. Save them. Liz taught me at least that, so that everything I muck up, I can go back I can go back and I can, or I might just be thinking about something, so I'll get my phone out and I'll do a really quick, okay, yeah, and just save it to drafts. But then when I don't have anything, because you get like that block, but you've got to have, it's like 7 a.m, social media pops up in my diary. But then you can go back and you can look at that, you can change it. So thank you, Liz. Amazing. Your energy is phenomenal. Just amazing. What fabulous speakers we have today. And I can see Naomi, writing notes and getting all excited too. And like, someone like Naomi to get super excited at, wow. I can't believe you're not a TikTok queen yourself, no.
Well, I have a fans only page. No, I don't really. I'm kidding. I don't really. But yeah, look, it's definitely TikTok is something that we are that we're full force into. So it's pedal to the metal with TikTok. So for as you would know, Em, for us, it's about trying to apply it and teach it to our agents as well. So Liz, you know what? We might even have to get you in front of our guys, because I know that there's not many Australian agents on here this morning, and I think that it might even just be a really good idea to get Liz Brown into our world.
I would be happy to do it.
Brilliant.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Thanks so much. And I do believe our next speaker, I already saw him before, Mr. Harley. Where are you there, sir?
I'm here. Hello.
Hello, how are you going?
I'm doing well. Not as hot up here in sunny Queensland as it normally is. So I'm, quite comfortable today, which is good. Hard act to follow. I'm following 3 hard acts here. That doesn't make it any easier. Thanks, Liz. Appreciate that. Gnomes, as always, what can I say?
Look, I'm not sure, and I just want to put a big disclaimer out here, guys, because it may be different in the States to what it, and I do believe it is, to what it is in Australia. But here in Australia, if we are fully licensed agents, we can actually look at, depending on the state, look at also selling commercial and business as well. And talking to yourself, Paul, my goodness gracious me, it could prove to be quite handsome in returns. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Look,
I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah. So thanks. It's slightly, how do we put it? It's slightly different. There's a lot of emotion, enthusiasm, all of that in the residential market and selling as a residential agent, whereas the commercial side of it little bit more serious to an extent. I try and have my team not take it too seriously. Hence the reason it has hit 12 o'clock up here. So we're legally allowed to have hard lemonade and so forth in the office. So that lightens the mood a little bit. And we typically dress in Queensland where we have the full top half to do the Zoom, but the bottom half we're still in board shorts in case we need to jump in the pool halfway through. So look, on that note, the commercial side of it, of what we put together, Emily and I and EXP, and if any of the American agents want to hang around or if they leave, I've got no qualms about that, rather than me rambling on. But I guess it's something that you don't need experience for, because you've already got that experience as an agent in your day-to-day dealings as residential, okay? We just find it a little bit easier because we take out a little bit of the emotion, and we generally have one decision maker in the commercial space rather than husband, wife, partner, couple, all the estranged ways we're together in life partners. So I'm going to be a bit boring and share my screen just on a little PowerPoint that I've put together. If I can get it to work there. On that. And I'm just going to run through this boring little screen for you, just to give you a bit of an overview. And that's all this is going to be. I've been, from the age of 18, I started in business and commercial. I've done some residential over the years. I was with a couple of companies that have come and gone. But basically, can everyone see that there now? I can see Lizzie, yep, okay. So all of you, as Emily said, in most states, I believe Western Australia is the same. I'll have to check on that, but you've got your license, you've got the ability to do it, and all this is going to be for you is an add-on to what you're doing without doing any more work. My team does that all for you, okay? So we've set up an EXP business and commercial division. I've got a team of about 11. Some of them are old, so they've got a couple of 100 years of experience selling businesses, buying and selling their own businesses. And I'm not telling you all this, again, like to gloat or anything. I've been 31 years now. I've sold shopping centres, sheds, a lot of hotels, a lot of resorts, an island off the top of Cairns. So there is that fun component of it as well, of not being in your own little patch, I guess, or your zone or your farming area, as Naomi said, because the businesses you can do and work selling remote, okay? So I've probably done about 1.5 in commission in residential and upwards of 9 to 10 over the last 30 years in commercial. So yeah, it's pretty lucrative. We can literally, from the agent's perspective, you're like, how do we do it? And all you really need to do is get the agreement signed and we take it from there. We do all the grunt work in the background. So my whole division, right even from prospecting in your zone or area, all you've got to do is a bit of face-to-face work to get the paperwork signed, maybe knock on a few business doors if you feel that one of them's getting ready to sell. They might be doing the big cleanup, pressure washing the front of the street, all the same signs as someone selling residential. When the garage is full and the garage sale hits, we show you all of that. And then basically we do all the grunt work, and then we get you, the agent, to just take the potential buyers through the business or the commercial site. And then we take over from there and start the negotiations. So we do pretty much everything. We liaise with the buyer. We collect all their information, all their details, their inclusions, their plant, their equipment, their balance sheets, everything we need to put together on the bottom of the slide there, what's called an information memorandum, okay? It's a simple document that gives a buyer, purchaser in their due diligence period, everything that's needed from accountants and solicitors and, as I said, chattels, what's included, what the profit and loss is. Everything that's included is in one document that we produce for you, the agents, to give to these buyers, okay? So what we do in the background, I guess, is probably the most important thing to take the pressure off the agents without having to spend all this time, is we do the advertising and commercial out to the main portals to find the buyers. And naturally, in this equation, we're still going to be using Glenn and Naomi and their wonderful team on social media. And Glenn's agreed to that, Naomi, in the background, and I have had a chat with him. And they will, I can guarantee you, 100%.
So long as he agreed not to do it for free, she'll be happy.
No, he didn't. No, this one he didn't. So that was quite good. But in the end of the day, the seller of the business commercials, the one that fronts this anyway. So he probably didn't have a choice to give it away for free. If he did, he probably would have doubled it. So look, we'll get the inquiries, we'll get the prospects. I've got a call centre in place with a couple of young champions that are on the phone, and they do all the qualifying in the initial stages. So again, you as the agent don't have all those phone calls, all those emails, all this fluff and bubble in the background that you've got to try and filter through. All right, so we do that. Look, we basically then go right through and calculate with the accountants that we've got in-house and so forth what the actual sale price is going to be, so that we don't overinflate it, underinflate it. We don't want to be those commercial agents that, yeah, you're going to get 10 million for that hotel and it's worth 7. Same as residential. So as I said before, you guys have already got all the skills. You're already trained in it. You've got the dialogue. You know what you're doing. We just take away all the grunt work, all right? Right up till settlement, where we've liaised with everything all the way through, sales advices, pretty much everything right up until settlement, where you take the keys down and hand them over to the new buyer. Okay, that's about it. Reasons why you're going to do this. One, probably my favourite that's not written on there because I had someone else do this up for me, is that on a Friday afternoon now, I've got the luxury of sitting here having my cowboy up hard lemonade and not having to run around being ready for game day tomorrow on a Saturday and 7 or 8 open homes. And is it raining? Have I got to put my signs out on the street corner? And oh my God, is it weird? I'm nearly done for the week. Okay. Because the commercial and business side of it, we don't work weekends. So again, I'm not going to add any more work to you as the agents, because the commercial and business sector closes down in about half an hour and we're done till Monday morning. All right. Why do it? Because you're going to double or triple your commission. It's that simple. We'll help you do it. It's easy. And when you get to one of the slides that I'm working, show you some of the comms that we're currently working with offers and some ones that are under contract already. You'll see why. You get the ability as well to help your current residential listings or people that they know and referrals that they know, because they know someone that's either selling a business or they're relocating from Melbourne to the Sunshine Coast because of COVID, and they want to sell their business as well. So why would you give that listing to some other agent like Linked or someone? Take it yourself. Get the listing, sell their business and sell their residential. And you've got the rapport with them if they've listed with you for residential. It's not going to be hard to put another form there and get them to sign. Right? As I said, you're going to do very little extra work. Little bit in the listing, little bit of showing buyers and potential people through, negotiate a little bit, we'll help you with it, and then you just cash in at the end. That's it. Another big one, I think I touched on it earlier, less emotion. There's not that vested, hearted interest in the home because it's a home. They've gone from a house to a home and the memories and so forth. A business to them, to get rid of it is like, woohoo, don't let the door hit me on the way out. I'm out of here. I've had enough. See you later. Bye-bye. They're fine. And generally, there's only one decision maker. It's a hairdressing salon that's the wife's business or the lady's business. It shouldn't be sexist. Could be the male business as well. He's having a great time in his chino pants, cutting hair. That's great. We'll sell all of it. It doesn't matter what to us. It's the same system and process the whole way through. Okay? A few different calculations of accounting and how it works, but we do that for you. So generally one decision maker, and where we talk about dialogue, objection handling, overcoming, all of that's pretty much eliminated as well because it's just a financial transaction. Okay. So, and it's easier to get higher commissions. We don't have to fight with all the other brokers. There's a standard norm in the industry that business and commercial people go by, and everyone pretty much sticks to it. There's very rarely, unless it's 10, 20, $30 million business for sale, that we'll drop our pants a little bit on the comp, all right? Or our board shorts in my case, right? So we touched on this. If you're in Queensland, you can start straight away. New South Wales straight away. Victoria, I think, is the same. WA, you've got to check on. Commission structure, freehold going concern, which is the business and the building itself, 4 to 5%. Leasehold, 6 to 10%. Commercial building, 4 to 6%. And if it's a commercial lease, which we don't do a lot of, but you get 6 weeks to rent, but some of the rents are $1,500, $2,000 a week. So you can still pick up your 10 to 12K. This is what we're working on at the... Yeah.
Sorry, we just got a question. What about South Australia?
I believe it is okay. I'm waiting on some...
We'll just double check.
Yeah, I've just got a solicitor coming back to me, but I believe it can. And there's a couple of separate forms that the Victorian states have to fill in, a Section 32 and a couple of other forms, but they can, I believe, do it under their current licence. So yeah, we will be checking on that 100%. This is what I'm working on at the moment. Just to give you some idea, I've got a bakery in Hervey Bay. I've signed them up at 7.5%, 750,000. I don't think it'll sell for 750. I think more closer to 700, but still a good comp. I've got a hotel in New South Wales, jumped over the border. I negotiated 3% with him. I did drop down from the 5 to 3 because it's a $10 million hotel. That one I've got an offer in as well as of yesterday. So that one looks like it'll go. Development site, again, 114 acres. That's quite up there. It's just north of Hervey Bay. Right down to a little hairdressing salon that's got 4 hairdressers. But still I managed to sign her up at 8%. So it's still a 20K comp. All right. And I've got 7 or 8 more, but those ones that I'm showing you there are the most sellable. So look, guys, I won't take up too much more. To sum it up, the team we put together, the work that Emily and I have done, the work is all going to be done for you in the background. Prospecting, getting buyers to you, qualifying the buyers, everything that I've just mentioned. So look, if you're interested, just shoot me an email to that. It's no point doing it today, as I said, because I'm finishing in half an hour and I've got things to do. So take your time on the weekend. Do it after you take your open home flags and signs down tomorrow. But shoot me an email with all your questions, everything you might have, and my team will get back to you. And yeah, we'd love to have you come work in the business and commercial division and get yourself some bit more time and a bit more comms.
Wow, hey. I was just reading some of Bjorn's messages from South Australia there, Paul, saying, "Hold on a second, I think I need to become a commercial agent." Love it, love it, love it. Bjorn, I've also sent Paul's details to you. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your time. Amazing. I know myself, I don't actually have the time to do it all. So if something was to come across my desk, by all means, I'm just going to flick it across to you and your team and go, how much do I get out of what you're going to take from this? And I'd be quite happy with that because majority of that work is going to be done and I honestly wouldn't know where to start. So thank you, Mr. Harley.
Thanks, Emily.
Really appreciate it. And I do believe we are just about to go into our, maybe we've saved the best till last, who knows?
Yeah, so we're last but not least, we have the one and only Clayton Gibbs joining us. Clayton's going to speak on leadership and team building. Clayton owns Mission Realty in Richmond, Virginia. Last year, they served 506 families that did hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business. So if you're on here and you're sort of a single agent now and you're like, I'm thinking about growing a team, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, Clayton's going to help us with some of that stuff. So Clayton, thank you so much for being on. Hold on, I got to
turn my mic on. Got it.
Good.
Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay, awesome. David, just keep an eye on I'm trying a new camera. So just please let me know if the video lags. Okay. So it is 9:21 Eastern time in Virginia, and it is past my bedtime. So I am going to do my very best to bring as much energy as I can, because I think it's like lunchtime for you guys. So you guys must be like in that lunchtime slump right now. So I'm going to do my best to bring it. So let me just get a feel for the audience here, if I can, for just a minute. So how many of you sat down late last year or early this year and did an annual 2022 business plan? In fact, just by a show of hands. Okay, I see 1, 2. Jonathan, you're on my team, so you're cheating. David, Emily. Okay, how many of you, show of hands, Liz, you put your hand down, you're on my team too. How many of you, show of hands, sat down and did a 3-year business plan late last year or this year? Okay, so no, I see a couple hands still going up maybe. Okay, how many of you sat down and did a 7-year strategic business plan for your businesses? Anyone? And we have a lot of videos turned off here, but okay, so most hands go down. So let me just briefly, and David, how much time do I have, by the way?
You got 18 minutes, Clayton.
Oh, great. So I'm gonna try to condense into 18 minutes what typically takes me 3 or 4 hours to teach. But when we're done here, I'm gonna put a link in the chat for anybody that wants to attend a virtual event that we're hosting next Thursday, the 27th, from 2 to 5. That's Eastern time, so that might be early for some of you guys. But it's from 2 to 5, and we're gonna, if you can do me a favor and download the VTO, or at least make sure that you've copied it to your desktop. If you can print it out, even better. But it's called a VTO, or a Vision Traction Organizer. So if you can download both copies, one is our VTO for the next 7 years, so you can have a template. And then there should be a blank template there as well. So I'm going to walk you through a very high-level overview. Yes, Vision Traction Organizer, a very high-level overview of what really changed my life and our world 5 years ago when we implemented this operating system. So, and before I share my screen here, let me say this, because I think it's I was told today or yesterday that many of our audience are either newer agents or haven't been in the business that long, and maybe we have a few people that have been doing this for a while. So I want to say this: when I got into this business, I was broke, I was broken in every way that you can possibly imagine, not only financially but physically, spiritually. I was just a hot mess, right? I was pretty much a hot mess until I met my wife, and she turned me around. And I share that with you to say, oh, and by the way, my mother was kidnapped in this country when she was 7 years old. She was born in Quebec, kidnapped against her will into the States when she was 7. She raised 3 of us by herself on $19,000 a year. We grew up, it was rough growing up. My mother is my hero. More on that in just a few minutes. I share that only to say that what I'm about to share with you over the next few minutes, if I can do it, so can you. It's a want, right? It's what do you want for your future? What do you want for your legacy, for your family, right? For your future. That's up to you. So here we go. Let's jump in. All right, so I'm probably down to 15 minutes now. All right, so EOS is, if you can still see my video here, EOS, or Traction, is actually a book that I came across back in 2015. EOS stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. And what I realized back in 2015 is that I didn't own a business, the business owned me. So what happened was I found myself working 7 days a week basically my team was selling about 265 homes a year at that point, but I was responsible for 90 of those home sales, only working with my seller clients. And I couldn't turn it off. I was working 7 days a week. I had an hour for church on Sundays. I'm right back out to open houses every single weekend. I have 2 little girls. Here is one of them. Here's my little Samantha. My girls are 14 and 12 today. That was Samantha when she was about, I don't know, maybe 5, maybe 6 years old. And I share that with you. I'm sharing this picture with you very intentionally because by the way, that you ladies will hopefully appreciate this, but Sam used to steal mommy's phone, and she saw this picture of a model somewhere doing the kissy face, so she would take hundreds, like I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of pictures on mommy's phone trying to perfect the, like the kissy face, right? So one evening we were at the dinner table, and here I am working 7 days a week, completely stressed out. And we're sitting down at the dinner table, and I've got a yellow pad. I've got my headset on, right, with the microphone, the old headset with the boom, and I'm putting out fires at the dinner table. And my little Sammy, five or 6 years old, we had a rule in our house where you had to put your arm on mommy or daddy's arm if you wanted our attention, and you had to wait until we were done doing what we were doing. So as soon as she put her little hand on my arm, I literally looked at her and I said, "What do you want?" And it was in that moment when she broke down and started crying that I realized, like, what am I doing, dude? Like, what am I doing? You know, here my little girl just wanted daddy's attention, and I'm so stressed out because I can't hop off of this transaction treadmill. Something has to change. And that change for me came in the form of what I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes. So we're going to fly through this, but don't worry. Again, we'll have an opportunity for you guys to plug into a 3-hour event next week where we're going to do a deep dive of what I'm about to share with you. So the 2 most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day that you find out why. I truly believe that. And this next slide, I truly believe as well. So for those of you that are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki's work, Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or the follow-up to that book was Cash Flow Quadrant. Robert's rich dad, who's not his biological father, taught him about this cash flow quadrant. And what it teaches us is that there are basically 4 ways for us to acquire and build wealth. We can become an employee, right, up in that upper left-hand quadrant, or we can become self-employed, which is what most of us do as real estate agents, where we own a job. We can become a true business owner. Think a franchise model or any business where you don't have to show up, where your money works harder for you than you work for it. Or we can become an investor. Those are basically the 4 ways where we can acquire and potentially build wealth. The distinction here is on the left side of the quadrant, that is where we have to go to work for money. Okay, we have to punch a clock. If we don't show up, the money doesn't show up. Conversely, on the right side of the quadrant, money goes to work for us. And when I saw this little napkin presentation for the first time, it really changed my life because, you know, what I said to myself is it possible? Is it possible to take this real estate business, by the way, one that I was working 7 days a week in, right? Working with buyers, working with sellers, putting the lock boxes on houses, delivering signs. You know, I was the janitor. I was doing everything. Is it possible to take this self-employed job and move it up into that business owner quadrant where I own a system or a franchisable model? And my friends, the answer is yes. So I'm going to show you the how here in the next couple of minutes. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook. So what we teach, and what we'll be teaching next week as well, is how to go from where you are today. So some of you might be at this level 1 where you're an individual agent, which is anywhere between 0 and 50 transactions in my world. And guys, I realize there may be some inconsistencies with Australia and with the States, but bear with me. So level 1 here, it looks a little bit like this. This is what we teach, okay? But what we want to do is progress through these levels to where this is our business today. And the reason our business looks like this today is the operating system that I'm about to share with you, okay? So at level 6, this is about 500 plus families served. It's very scalable. And if you notice this, owner over here, so that's me today. My general manager runs the real estate company, which is this entire division over here, 42 agents and staff, and it runs without me, right? By design. It runs better without me. That's a very important distinction. It runs better without me than it ever did with me. Highly profitable, okay? So how did we do it? Here's how. All right, so again, you got it. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. So the 3 questions as business owners that I believe we should all be asking ourselves. Number 1, what is required of me? What must I personally do that cannot be delegated to anyone else? So what I learned very early on is that we all have our 20%, the thing that really moves the needle in our businesses. As real estate agents, I believe that is lead generation, FaceTime with buyers and sellers, writing contracts, negotiating contracts somewhat. We can actually delegate that at some point. And that's it. My friends, that's it. Those 4 things. Everything else should be delegated. That's the 80% that is not moving the needle. When I understood that, and when I started to surround myself with men and women that were able to handle all of that 80%, and I stayed in my lane, that is when my profitability and my income took off, and I had more control over my time. So again, the second question is, what gives me the greatest return of my time? And the third question, of course, is what gives me the greatest reward? It's important. It's very important to consider what brings us personal satisfaction. However, we don't start with the reward. We start with the hard stuff. We start with the not fun stuff, right? We knock out the lead generation first, and then we can do the stuff that is fun and exciting. Okay, so this is just what our business looks like. Again, today, we talked about that a minute ago. So let's unpack this for just a minute. I just want you to understand the basics of this. And David, if you don't mind, if you would drop a link to from Amazon for the Traction book. And guys, I have nothing, I didn't write the book. I don't get anything out of it. I just think it's the operating system that I'm showing you right now. So if you'll drop a link for me, David, please, that'd be great. So the VTO, let me make sure that my video is still working. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, we'll come back in just a minute and answer questions. All right, so the VTO, core values. Now, I want to make sure that that you guys understand this piece because it's so important. I've got a couple of my team on the call with us this evening, and they can attest to this. So I've been in business since 2005. So over the past 16 years, but most of which I ran my business without distinguishing or establishing core values or a mission, right? A mission statement or a purpose, a reason for my company's existence. And the problem with that is, as I would hire people without a core value or a mission-driven filter, okay, then I was hiring people based out of necessity or desperation, right? I would get so busy, and if you had a pulse, I was like, please just take this job from me. I can't handle any more buyer clients, right? Great problem to have. But here, can you just please take this off my, off my 20%, right? But I was hiring the wrong people over and over that were damaging my business, costing me time and money. So when I figured out that core values were the key to that became the filter. So if you look at my VTO that I shared with you, our core values, and by the way, this is our 2022, this is our working 7-year VTO moving forward. So our core values for our company, Mission Realty, are do right, do well, do good, and have fun. Now look at the sub-core values there. You have to have integrity to get a seat at the table. You have to own it to get a seat at the table. My friends, if you make excuses in my world, we can't stand excuses. Just if you mess up, man, just tell us you messed up, own it, let's learn from it, and move on and try not to make the same mistake again. Fanatical follow-up. You got to follow up in our world like a freak. Liz Brown, who's on this call tonight, she follows up like a freak. That's one of our core values. That's a filter. We're filtering people that we are bringing into our world, right? And a positive attitude, huge in my world. Teamwork, do your job. Wow, +1. Be coffee worthy. Be the person that somebody wants to go grab a cup of coffee with and actually have a conversation with about life. Give back, serve, personal development in all areas of life. Guys, if you're just starting out in this business or you've been in this business for a couple of years, do this now. You want to establish the glue for your organization today. You see, our purpose, our cause, and our passion is to improve lives, families, and communities. It doesn't have anything to do with real estate. So we believe in giving back. We believe in making our team and our communities and the people that we serve, helping them become the best versions of themselves by giving back and et cetera. So once you establish your core values and your purpose, your reason for existing as a company, you just move on down here to marketing strategy, right? So how are you going to accomplish? What marketing systems and tools do you have in place today? And how are you going to accomplish what you want to accomplish over the next 7 years? And that is my favorite part about this whole process. And it's the piece that everybody misses, that I missed for 12 years in my business. Most of us dramatically overestimate what we can accomplish in a year and dramatically underestimate what we can accomplish in 7. But watch how this works, guys. If you start 7 years from now, don't think 12 years, don't think 12 months from now, start 7 years from now and go big, man. Go big, right? This is the part, when we were kids, I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to be Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was my idol, man. I remember buying my first pair of Air Jordans and I thought I was the stuff, man. The bee's knees or the bee's knees. Yeah, is that it, Liz? Did I say that right? Anyway, but look, I'm 6'3" and I weighed 135 pounds when I graduated from high school. So it just wasn't in the cards for me. But I dreamt big. What happened to that dreaming big for us? Right? Who told us that it wasn't okay or to just go for it? So this 7-year target, what it does is it casts big vision, not only for you and I, but for the people that are going to partner with us down the road. So you see, the person that runs my real estate company and other companies for me today, if I didn't have a big vision, I wouldn't have attracted someone with such big vision. Big vision attracts big vision, my friends. You want to grow faster and impact more people, cast a big vision. So you see, our 7-year target there is to serve 2,500 families a year, actually 6 years from now, okay? Now, then you just work backwards. We just work backwards. So here's the deal. Here's what I teach. 7 years from now, you have this big goal. What I want your brain saying is, there's no way I can accomplish this. It's too much. How am I going to do this? 2,500 families a year? I only sold 10 houses last year. Oh my gosh. That's what I want. I want your brain doing that, because here's what happens. Eventually, when you commit to it, your brain's going to say, I guess this fool is going to, it's going for 2,500. I got to figure this thing out. And it will. It'll figure out the people, the resources, the geography, right? All the things. So you work backwards. 3 years from now, where do you and I need to be on track for our big, hairy, audacious, we call it a BHAG, our big, hairy, audacious goal 7 years from now? Well, you can see that right there on my template. 3 years from now, we know that we have to be serving 1,400 families a year in order to be on track for our 7-year target. And look how specific we got right there. This is where it gets fun, my friends. So we got so specific that we said we wanted an office. We wanted a physical location that we own. We didn't own a building when I wrote this down, by the way. And I didn't know how it was going to, I didn't have the liquidity to purchase a building when I wrote this down for the first time. Hip and happening open space with a rooftop deck, phone booths, nice kitchen for cooking events, happy hours and socials, co-working space, 10 private phone booths and a video recording room, additional local gathering spaces, including in the Lothian. So watch this, guys. Again, we wrote this down years ago. Didn't know how I was going to accomplish it. Well, January of 2020, I purchased that building, right? Because I wrote it down. I had a strategic plan. Years before this ever came to fruition, I had a strategic plan to accomplish it. So I purchased this building. By the way, when I bought it, it didn't have the rooftop deck. It didn't have the 10 private phone booths. There's the renovation as it looks today. This is coming later this year. You see the rooftop deck? What you can't see is underneath there, 10 private phone booths for people like Liz, who prospects who follows up like a freak. We got her own private phone booth for Liz to get in there and do her thing. Guys, the power of writing these things down alone could change your trajectory. So once we have our 3-year vision, we're just working backwards. We're deconstructing. So a year from now, this year for my company, in order to be on track for our 3-year target, we know that we have to serve 700 families this year. We served 506 last year. Now, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. What we just realized, we did this maybe 3 weeks ago. What we just realized is we're playing too small. We're playing too small. So Liz, anybody else that's on here that's on my team, that number is going to change. Okay, so we're going to probably 850 families served this year. So we're just putting the pedal to the metal. Why not? Why wait another year to go change more lives? So there's our sales volume. 220 million was our original goal for this year. That's going to go up 4.3. We're very specific. Right? We know that we have to increase our sales partners from 30 to 50, impact more people. Once you have, guys, this is what's so cool about this. Once you have your culture, your core values and your mission statement dialed in and everything goes through that filter, you're just missing people. You're just missing people. And when you hire the right people because you have that filter, man, going to work every day is fun. Hanging out with people that are aligned and that want to go just smash together is fun. And you can impact so many more people like that. Okay, clarity matters. Why does clarity matter? Let me play this really quick for you so you can see why understanding where you're going matters.
Close your eyes and just fall down, okay? Don't worry.
Okay, then Lauren's going to catch you.
Close your eyes. Okay.
Okay, it's called the trust fall. Okay, trust fall. Ready, set, go.
my friends, if you don't know where you're going, you might just end up there. If you don't know where you're going, you might just end up there. Be crystal clear on where you're going tomorrow. Be crystal clear on where you're going 7 years from now. Think long, man. You know, one of my mentors shared with me about one of his mentors who was a billionaire. And he asked him the question one day, he said, how have you been so successful for all of these years? You know, he was in his 80s and still just doing his thing. He said, because I'm a long thinker. I'm a long thinker. So my friends, we need to think longer, think with the end in mind. 7 years from now, where do we want to be? And we work backwards. Okay, we talked about all of this. Again, this is a 3-hour training. We're condensing to a very short period of time here. All right, so having specific and difficult goals, this is a fact. Success is no longer a secret, it's a science. High Performance Habits is a really amazing book written by one of my mentors, Brendon Bouchard. Having specific and difficult goals increases, fact, this has been proven through research, increases performance and satisfaction. The problem for many of us is we're not pushing ourselves enough. We're too comfortable. This is my opinion. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm still too comfortable. As much as I told you it's past my bedtime, 8:30 is my bedtime. Why? Because I get up at 4:45 every morning, my wife and I. Actually, my wife gets up at 4:45. I get up at about 5. But because we have specific and difficult goals, because we know this, we read the book. We know that it increases performance and satisfaction by really going for it, right? By not staying in that comfortable place where nothing grows. So let me tell you the best part about going for it, guys, and I'll wrap it up with this and then answer any questions that you guys have. And I apologize that this was a very condensed, like rapid fire. But again, I'll give you all an opportunity if you want to plug into some future training where we really unpack this and we'll help you guys establish this this VTO. So one of the really cool things about going for it, right? I shared with you about my mom. That's her on the screen there. One of the things that happens when you go for it is the impact that we're all able to have on other people's lives. You know, I think that we live in a world today, man, I've been praying for you guys. You know, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what Aussie means. I think it's patriotic, but I mean, Aussie, man, like what the heck? But we're praying for you guys because we've been watching what you guys are going through over there. And I just believe when we go for it as individuals, we can have a great, and we come from a good place of treating people like people, we can have a greater impact on the world. So one of the ways that I was able to have impact on someone was my mom. So what you're looking at here, I'm going to play this very short video and we're going to wrap it up. But I want you to see, this is my hero, right? This woman like gave everything for me, worked 7 days a week, raised 3 of us by herself on $19,000 a year. So we could have, she went without so that we could have the little that we did. And so I'm going to play this short video for you so you can see what going for it can do for others.
Are you looking at your stoves?
Look your stoves. Around.
Yeah. I watched it. What we were talking about last week, Mom?
I'm not sure.
It's pretty.
Thank you. Let me look.
What were we talking about last week?
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
Turn the page.
What's that? What's that?
Isn't that what you owe on your mortgage?
Yeah, but I can't do that.
Yep, it's done.
Rick,
Go ahead.
All right, let me narrate the rest because of time here, guys. So that's my mama, and what fell out of that card was a check, and she had shared with me because I had asked her a couple of weeks prior to Mother's Day of last year. I said, Mom, when are you going to retire? You know, you've been working yourself to the bone, you know, fingers to the bone since I was a baby. You know, when are you going to retire? And she said, when I pay off my house. You know, I can't until I pay off my house. And so for Mother's Day, she opened up that card, a check fell out, and she refused to take it. It says a lot about my mom. She didn't want to take it. And I looked right at her and I said, do you remember what you told me? Right? You said you couldn't retire until you paid off your house. And she said, yes. And I said, Mom, now you can retire. And guys, that's why we do what we do, man. You know, it's not the money. Impact equals income in our industry, in real estate, which is so cool. The more people we impact, the income just shows up. But the people that we can income on the other side with the resources that we're blessed with and that we're given, man, it's so much fun. So much fun to do things like that. And that's what I want for all of it. I never imagined doing that. Never imagined doing that until I started thinking long. Right. And now we're looking for more family members. The end of that video was my sister, my mom telling my sister that she was next. I was going to pay her house off next. So we'll see about that. But anyway, all right. So let's open it. I know that was rapid fire, but happy to answer any questions that anybody has and hang around for a few minutes. But thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Yeah, thank you. What a beautiful story and what a beautiful thing you did. And just thank you for helping us keep in perspective that real estate is the long game, because we're all in the social media world these days. We watch a lot of, people watch realtor shows on TV and they think it's sort of a quick kill, and it isn't. So thank you for reinforcing this vision that you can make it, but you got to be persistent and you got to have a game plan. So beautiful story.
I think we could have just ended the whole webinar with the video and left everybody to cry about it on their own and be emotional. That was beautiful.
Yeah, no, knocked it out of the park. So thank you, Clayton. So I don't have the link, but if you have the link to the business planning workshop and you want to throw it in there, put it in the chat if you have that, Clayton, so people can get the whole 3-hour version, because like you said, that's a lot to unpack. Thank you.
There's a lot of good feedback already coming in from today and a lot of takeaways that a lot of people have got. So I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has given up their time to present and given up their time to come and learn from these amazing people as well.
Can I say thanks, everyone? There's one common ground that I've gathered from everyone who's spoken. I attend lots and lots of trainings in 15 years. The one common ground here with everyone who spoke, hearts of gold, caring people, loving people, doing for other people, not take, not evil. There's not an inch of evil here today. And we're in a world which is filled with a lot of evil at the moment. So God bless you all. Much love to you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for
bless
sharing.
you too, Bjorn.
Hi, Bjorn. And hey, Clayton, there was a question for you. Basically, Aaron was asking, he goes, how do you differentiate between ability and market-driven sales?
Okay, can you clarify that question for me, Ariane?
Yeah.
So I'm basically new to real estate. I've only been in the industry about 12 months. I'm trying to figure out how I was included in about 30 plus transactions last year, and I'm trying to differentiate whether how much of that was driven by me prospecting and how much was that due to market conditions. And how do I measure my actual growth? Because the market's not always going to be hot, and I've never been through it when it's low, essentially.
Yeah. Great.
I don't know how to assess my prospecting skills.
Yeah, great question. So I'll just share with you the way that I look at it and always have. So I've been in the real estate since 2005. So when I got into the real estate in the States, the market was screaming hot, right? Not quite. Amazingly, not quite as hot as it is now. Never thought we'd see that market again, but we are right now. But in 2008, when the market collapsed, our business actually grew. Okay, so in part because we had about 1.2 million real estate agents in the States, and that dropped to about 650,000, within the span of 6 months to a year. So all the people that weren't serious about the business got out of the business. All the people that were, selling a house or here or there that just had their licenses, they were all gone. So there was less competition. And it became, I think, to try to answer your question here, it became less of a marketing enhanced practice and more of a prospecting enhanced practice. So I went from, and I have always been a prospector, right? I've always been, I tell people I built an empire prospecting for 3 hours a day. Like I was just very good at staying in my lane. And so for me, it was 9 to noon, Monday through Friday. I realized real estate's a contact sport, so I would smile and dial. Now, I never called, I shouldn't say never, rarely called expireds or for sale by owners because I didn't enjoy it. Most of my business came from my personal sphere of influence, and I just grew that up to about 50 million in sales, complete sphere of influence. And then I started, once the market turned around again, then I started doing more marketing. Now, when, not if, when the market shifts again, and I believe personally it's coming, there will be another correction. Like, how can there not be, right? It's just, if you've got the prospecting thing nailed down now, so few real estate agents, it's the 80-20, the Pareto principle. Only 20% of agents, maybe 10%, are actually prospecting consistently every day. If you have that skill and you continue to, guys, we get paid really well to communicate our value proposition to prospects. So the better we are at articulating that our income just goes up. It's amazing, right? It's like, it's not manual labor. It's articulating our skill. So, what I also, Brene Brown says that we don't need to change. You just need to be more of who you are to more people. So I'm not worried about you, man. If you've already got your prospecting skills dialed in, you just need to carry that into to the next market. And by the way, surround yourself with men and women that have that core value, right? Yes. Fanatical follow up like a freak. And you got 20, 30, in our case, 42 people that have that core value. That's why we sell as many houses as we do, right? Because we just have so many people.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Arhan. Appreciate you. So it's been a great evening. We've been here for almost 2 hours, 5 amazing speakers. So we will send a rebroadcast of this out to everyone. And unless you have any further ados, Emily, thank you for being my partner.
Just
on
a big
this.
thanks. It's like 10 o'clock your time. So thank you for giving up your evenings to spend with us.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. I'll be up till 1.
All right.
No, then you only get a couple of hours sleep before you got to get up again.
You guys are amazing. Hang in there, guys.
All right. Thanks to everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.